Imagine your heating stopped working tonight. Not for an hour. Not until tomorrow morning. Forever. No furnace. No electricity. No insulated walls. Outside, the temperature falls to 40 degrees below zero. By sunrise, surviving would become a question of engineering, not endurance. Now imagine facing that same winter, every single year. For tens of thousands of years, this wasn't a nightmare. It was ordinary life. And somehow, long before cities, before metal, before written language, humans didn't just survive these frozen landscapes. They built homes so efficient that modern researchers are still amazed by how well they worked. The story of the Ice Age isn't really about cold. It's about one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history. Most of us picture Ice Age people the same way, wrapped in ragged animal skins, hiding inside dark caves, crowded around tiny fires, hoping to make it through another night. It's a powerful image. It's also misleading. While caves were sometimes used, many Ice Age families lived in structures they built themselves. Entire villages appeared on open plains where there wasn't a single cave for hundreds of kilometers. Which raises an obvious question. If there were no forests and no stone houses, what exactly did they build? The answer sounds almost impossible. They built homes from mammoths. After a mammoth died, almost nothing went to waste. This meat fed families. Its hide became walls and roofs. Its tusks became curved support beams. Its massive skulls formed stable foundations. At archaeological sites across Eastern Europe, scientists have uncovered circular homes built almost entirely from mammoth bones. Some required the remains of dozens of animals. At first glance, they look primitive. But look closer. Every bone had a purpose. Heavy skulls anchored the structure against powerful winter winds. Long tusks naturally formed arches that distributed weight. Smaller bones reinforced weak points, creating surprisingly strong frames. Then came the outer shell. Thick hides were stretched across the skeleton and secured tightly enough to block freezing winds while allowing the structure to survive heavy snowfall. Without blueprints, without mathematics, without machines, these builders understood structural engineering through observation and experience. But a house is only useful if it stays warm. That's where things become even more impressive. Lighting a fire inside a sealed shelter creates a dangerous problem. Too much ventilation and precious heat escapes. Too little and smoke fills the room. Modern fireplaces solve this using carefully designed airflow. Evidence suggests Ice Age homes solved the same problem in their own way. Small openings near the bottom allowed fresh oxygen inside. Higher openings let smoke and warm, humid air escape. The fire burned more efficiently. The people breathed easier. And the shelter stayed warmer. It wasn't luck. It was design. Heat, however, wasn't only about the fire. It was about trapping every degree the fire produced. Think about your winter jacket. It doesn't generate warmth. It simply prevents your body from losing it. Ice Age homes worked exactly the same way. Layers of hide trapped pockets of still air. Grass, moss, and reeds filled tiny gaps that would otherwise leak heat. Snow accumulating against the outside actually improved insulation, sealing cracks the way modern foam insulation seals walls today. Ironically, one of the coldest environments on Earth helped keep these homes warm. Their clothing followed the same principle. Not one thick layer, several specialized ones. Soft fur faced inward, trapping warm air close to the skin. Weather-resistant hides faced outward, blocking wind and moisture. Loose outer garments created another layer of insulating air. Modern outdoor clothing still relies on the exact same physics. Different materials, same solution, separated by 20,000 years. Winter also changed how people lived together. During the warmer months, survival meant movement, following migrating animals, finding fresh water, searching for new resources. But winter slowed everything. Families spent far more time inside. That meant home became more than shelter. It became a workplace. Children learned by watching adults repair tools. Hunters reshaped stone points beside the fire. Clothing was stitched. Weapons were maintained. Food was prepared. Knowledge passed quietly from one generation to the next. Without those long winters indoors, human culture may have evolved very differently. Even their evenings weren't wasted. Before electric lights, darkness changed human behavior. Many researchers believe people often slept in two separate periods rather than one uninterrupted night. Between those periods came quiet hours around the fire. Hours filled with conversation, stories, songs, planning, teaching. Long before books existed, information traveled through memory. Around a fire, one storyteller could preserve hundreds of years of experience. Which plants healed illness, which rivers flooded in spring, where dangerous predators hunted. In many ways, the fireplace became humanity's first classroom. Perhaps the most surprising part is that none of this happened by accident. Building one winter shelter required planning months ahead. Families needed enough hides, enough food, enough fuel, enough time to gather materials before snow covered the landscape. Every successful winter was prepared during summer. Every mistake was paid for months later. This wasn't simply surviving nature. It was learning to think ahead, to cooperate, to build for a future that hadn't arrived yet. Those are the same skills that would eventually create farms, cities, and civilizations. Today, surviving winter is almost effortless. We adjust a thermostat, close a window, put on a jacket. Most of us never stop to wonder why those things work. But almost every principle behind modern cold weather living was discovered long before engineers wrote textbooks. Insulation, layering, airflow, heat retention, seasonal planning. Our ancestors figured them out because failure wasn't inconvenient. Failure was fatal. The next time you step inside on a freezing day and instantly feel warm, remember this. That comfort didn't begin with central heating. It began thousands of years ago on frozen plains where families transformed bones into homes, hides into insulation, and fire into survival. The greatest invention of the Ice Age wasn't a weapon. It wasn't a tool. It was the idea that humans didn't have to accept the environment they were given. They could change it. Every warm room you've ever entered, every winter night you've slept comfortably, carries the echo of that first decision. Not simply to survive the cold, but to master it.